So here at Ladylike, we talk about boobs a lot.
But there's one aspect of boobs that we haven't talked about before.
Breastfeeding! It's Ladylike, and we're trying breastfeeding in public. What do you think about breastfeeding in general?
So it'll be a long time before I'm even in the position to choose whether or not I want to breastfeed. But I do think it's something that I want to give a shot. You know, they're here, they're present. Let's see what they can do.
You at home might be watching this video and thinking to yourselves, why are you two doing this?
Because I think that breastfeeding is still so taboo within our culture. I think people don't like seeing women's bodies as being both maternal and sexual. It just all depends on what people are comfortable with and what they want to see you as versus your ability to perhaps be both.
I agree. I think there's a lot when it comes to the female body that people just want to stay visual. They just want to see your boobs, they just want to see your looks, blah, blah, blah. They don't want to have to interact with it. I don't think we should be isolating these breastfeeders into a closet. Additionally, I'm treating this almost as a litmus test. We've had this conversation in the general public for a long time, so maybe we go out and we just get approving smiles.
That would be great.
It would be nice, because I think if we did this video 7 years ago, it would have been a stir. Tomorrow, we're gonna get our baby, we're gonna get a stroller, we're gonna create our fake diaper bag, and then I want us to go around the BuzzFeed office just to kind of practice, to warm up, and then we're gonna jump into the deep end. Here are the rules of this social experiment for us. So we're gonna go to a restaurant, a store, kind of a quiet area, and then outside public.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll put us all in our mommy car and we'll go.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
And break. So we're gonna grab a couple ladies at work who have breastfed before, so they can give us some pointers so we can really sell it.
Hello.
Hi.
Thanks for coming and talking to me.
Hey, thank you for coming.
Oh, of course,
I'm so excited.
So tell me about your babies.
I have one son whom I breastfed for about 4 months.
So you have twin daughters. Did you breastfeed them?
I did. I breastfed both of them for a little over 2 years. And for the most part, I know.
2 years.
I know. Mama was tired.
So you were pressured into breastfeeding.
I think that it was just everybody was going to look at me like, well, why aren't you at least trying if I didn't? Yeah.
Everyone just needs to chill.
So before you started breastfeeding, do you remember kind of how you felt about it?
So I had heard a lot of moms talk about how challenging it was. I just assumed that I was gonna fail because it just seemed impossible to me. And then it ended up being very natural for me, which is not everyone's experience.
For me, I remember I had to have specialists come in, help me. I wasn't producing a lot of milk either.
It just feels like it's all on you, right?
Yeah, it feels like that there's something wrong with you. I started pumping blood because I was getting my nipples so raw from doing it. I finally, after 4 months, got to the point where I was like, look, it's okay. I have to feed him formula.
Yeah.
It's okay.
No, I mean, he's still gonna eat.
Did you ever breastfeed them in public?
On occasion I did. It was a lot because with the two of them, it was just a lot easier for me to do it at home.
Yeah.
Pumping and breastfeeding is very isolating, and there's no area where you feel safe doing it, especially on a college campus. I mean, come on. I had this one teacher in college that I will forever be grateful for. And I was just pumping in between class, and she had seen me in there 2 times, and she was like, I feel for you. Have my office, come in here whenever you want, and you can talk to me. And I feel like that was just a moment of oh my God, someone understands me.
Most of the time when I did in public, I would be in what I felt was kind of a nice safe space, a lounge and a women's restroom, and then a lot of times women would give me a thumbs up.
I think I wasn't given the opportunity to do it in public because I thought that it was wrong. But now that I'm a little more educated, I think that now I would be I don't need to move. What's the issue? Do you have an issue? So
now you wouldn't have put up with it.
fuck no.
I felt like you kind of should cover up. Once you realize that, you're talking about your baby's survival, you're talking about something that is natural. When I see moms now, I give them the thumbs up.
The times when he did latch on and I did get it, it was a bonding experience. So in those times when I felt isolated, I was oh, I'm bonding with my baby in a different way.
Gotta be tough.
Yeah, if that happens, we'll get our middle fingers are blazing.
Yeah.
We're ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the fight. I'll just drop the baby and be like, you wanna go? On that note, Chantal and I are gonna go try it. Wish us luck.
Yes.
Okay, so today's the day that Chantal and I are going to go out and actually try breastfeeding in public. Before we go, we have to choose our baby dolls. We have to grab all the baby supplies, and then we have to practice to make sure that it looks legit. Do I look kind of like, you know, like a little mama?
Yeah, maybe more stressed.
Okay, how's that? Does that look good?
Yeah.
Does that look really good? Okay, good. Well, I gotta go. I'll see you soon. We'll chat. We'll be in text. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, great. All right, bye. Because neither Shanti nor I have ever breastfed before.
I wore a front clasping bra. That way I can just.
Then if anyone like looks under and sees that, they're gonna be like, this woman is out of her mind.
Yeah.
Can we do something like I've seen this happen before, especially when it's like hot out or if it's just sunny. Now, this might be better because it's like if I'm walking down like this, just like, oh yeah, it's sunny out, it's hot.
Also, we can put the other baby down here. There we go.
Wait.
Oh, you mean Stefano?
It looks like Chucky.
Hey, that's my child. That is Stefano. Okay.
He needs a bit of a haircut. I would love to trim. Okay.
Look at his first haircut.
Oh my God.
Are you gonna save the hair?
Oh, he's looking so much better.
Yeah, already way better. Wow. Look at my little old man baby.
You're much better. Thank you, Auntie Fred.
He said bye. We're on our way.
Maybe we can sell it to our coworkers and see if they buy it.
Yeah.
Can you judge my body language to see if it looks
In
like
pulling the
that?
baby out.
Like mama?
Motherly, matronly.
Yeah.
It is actually.
Come on, this is. Alright, let me try again. Everybody up
So Devin and I are obviously doing this just as a social experiment. Neither one of us has a baby, neither one of us is lactating, so we're just gonna be using a plastic baby doll. What are some sort of like moves that we can do to really like sell the fact that we're breastfeeding?
Don't forget to burp the baby every
Okay.
once in a while. The baby has to come up for air.
That a lot of it is like peeking to make sure that like the baby's on the boob, and like so when you're holding it, you just do a little peeky.
Okay.
You kind of get them all settled.
It looks so maternal.
Thank you.
I mean, we don't need to be 100% accurate. We just need to convince passerbyers on the street.
It does occur to me that we're by an actual front door. I'm gonna try to practice how to do like an unlatching, you know, so maybe I'll kind of turn. Woo! Look, he's got his little feeding hairs. Oh! Okay, all right. Okay, let's go full six suckers. All right, time to button my shirt back up. Ooh, baby, there we go. All right, cool. She's strapped in, but he's just, no. Okay. Well, there goes that.
So Devin and I decided to go to Glendale so we could test out a bunch of different things all at once.
Typically, it's always busy. There's always something going on, even if it is in the middle of the workday.
How nice to be out during the day with the family. Yeah. Am I right?
Just good to get out of the house.
So we're gonna go have lunch now. So first, we went to lunch and we chose to sit outside. That way we could potentially get looks from people passing by as well as from fellow diners.
I decided to push the stroller first into the restaurant because I'm a fake mom who takes charge, okay?
So we were enjoying our lunch, it was delicious.
I had ceviche. Can you even have ceviche if we're breastfeeding? So I pulled out the baby, and this was around the time that we were paying for the check, so we had a lot of interaction with our waiter.
How about you? Want a big dog?
Unbuttoning your shirt and taking out your breast and adjusting even a fake baby is a thing. What really helps me sell it is just like slight tension in the jaw. Like I'm a little stressed.
There was a man that was kind of like diagonal across the way from her, also eating. He started looking at her, just kind of doing like,
Not like a menacing stare, but kind of like a, like circling back with his gaze a lot, which is like, dude, yeah, I'm breastfeeding. Duh, get over it.
But then there was this little family who had a little toddler boy that started running around. And then the mom was like, shh, the baby's sleeping. And we were like, oh, he's not sleeping, she's just nursing. And they bought it. That was a huge win because we were like, okay, this is off to a good start. We know that something is happening correctly here.
All right, shall we go on to our next adventure?
Yeah, you ready?
After lunch, we started walking around and then it was my turn. And so I chose to try fake breastfeeding in a big department store because I know that in that particular store, there's a lounge within the women's restroom that is usually used for breastfeeding. So we found a bench that was right by the escalator and there was a man sitting on the other side of the bench. So the second that we sat down, I pulled the baby out and started breastfeeding. He got up and then immediately left.
This can be interpreted many ways. You know, this could be them realizing, oh, look at the time, we gotta go. Or it could be like, something is happening, we don't agree with it. I also noticed as Chantel was breastfeeding, because this lounge area was right next to this escalator that goes to the second floor. Everyone on the escalator went just like eyes.
The women that I saw pushing strollers just like did not even blink. They didn't even care. Even though this was the absolute most low maintenance way for us to try breastfeeding, I still didn't realize that breastfeeding just takes literal time.
So we decided to swing outside and I sat myself down in like a very congested area of this mall, kind of like an entrance way, right in front of a very popular store. There were two gentlemen sitting next to me who did like get up and leave at one point. But like, if I were in that situation, if I were actually breastfeeding and you were around me and you didn't agree with it or like it, don't say anything, just get up and remove yourself from the situation.
Oh, she did the smile and nod to a fellow mom walking by with a kid in a stroller.
Of all the places that I could have breastfed, it was, I think, the most respectful situation. Everyone was kind of doing their own thing, so that was great. And then we went to a bookstore with a cafe and I got a cappuccino.
So once Devin had finished trying to breastfeed outside, we made our way across the mall and into a bookstore that has a very popular cafe. And I was sitting at a table by myself that was next to a girl probably in her 20s who was reading, and she didn't look up at me once.
I think the cafe was the coziest place for you to be breastfeeding.
I think something that we experienced that would not be the case with an actual baby is that Stefano was silent because he doesn't cry, he doesn't whimper, he doesn't make any sounds because he's a plastic baby doll.
Things I learned about breastfeeding.
I think that we live in a very liberal part of the country. Our experiences could be very different from experiences in a different part of the country.
Honestly, this was just a social experiment to see how others would react to us and if we felt different in a public space. And I think it's because we were in a very family-friendly area. And honestly, I really think a lot of women have done a lot of work to fight for this cause, to fight to end breastfeeding shame. Kudos to the women and the female-bodied people who breastfeed because it ain't easy.
I do think that I looked very maternal though, because I feel that in my soul. I'm excited for that responsibility in 5+ years.
Since this is all pretend, I think the pretend milk coming out of my is just cappuccino. Yeah, literally cappuccino from one, champagne from the other.
I could have known that you would be my baby. I could have known that you would drive me crazy.